Hey, everybody. Josh Sheridan here with the Barely Legal Podcast. On today's show, I'm excited. This is my first skater. I've been trying forever to get Brian Schaefer and some of his crew on, but they're always so damn busy. But luckily, I pulled some strings with a childhood friend of mine, Chris Turby, and he was able to arrange for me to get Keezo, Keenan Lewis, on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Josh?
What do people call you?
Keezo, Keenan, whatever you want.
Now, I did some recon on you today. I talked to some of the people over there at Skate Park of Tampa, and they said Keezo is what you go by now, but it used to be Baby Eshad.
Oh yeah, Baby Eshad, yes.
So where did Baby Eshad come from?
Just from Eshad Ware, the pro skater.
Okay.
I thought I looked like him. My style was like kind of same, so I took the Instagram name Baby Eshad.
And you had that for a while, but then you became Keezo.
Yeah, or before Keezo, I became DG Keenan when I was sponsored by DGK back in the day. And then I switched to Keezo.
You've gone by several different aliases.
Yeah, a lot.
But you have quite an Instagram following.
Yeah, a little bit, yes.
Now, is that something that you've sought out, or is that something that's just happened organically over time?
Over time, yeah.
All right. So are you from South? Well, it's not really South Florida, I guess. Are you from the Riverview area originally?
I'm from Brandon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you got, as I understand it, you got into skating through your brother.
Yes.
What's your brother's name?
Will Lewis.
Now, he's in Germany, right?
Yes.
He went in the military?
Yes, he's in the military.
What branch of the military is he in?
He's in the Army.
Okay. You talk to him still?
Yeah, every day.
Have you ever got to go over and visit or no?
Not yet. I was supposed to go this summer.
I've been to Europe. I've been all over the world. I've not been to Germany. That's definitely a bucket list for me.
Yeah,
he likes it over there?
Yes.
The weather's definitely better than Florida.
Oh my gosh.
So, is it just you and your brother, or do you have any other siblings?
I have half siblings on my dad's side.
And are they around or?
I haven't seen him in a while now.
Okay. So, your brother, you said, now you told me before the show, he's about 9 years older than you?
Yes.
So he got into skating. How old were you when he got into it? Do you even remember?
I don't remember, but he was in 8th grade when he got into it.
So he was in 8th grade, which means you were in first grade or kindergarten, just about.
Around that.
And how long had he been into it before you decided to pick up a board?
Maybe a couple years, 2-3 years.
And so at that time, who were the big skaters or who were the big companies that you remember?
Like Girl, Chocolate, Mike Mo, who rode for Girl.
Capaldi?
Yes,
yeah.
Mike Mo Capaldi. Yeah. And like Nigel Houston coming up.
And he's still pretty much the top guy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's still relevant.
So I grew up in the 80s and 90s skating, and that was the age of Powell Peralta.
Oh.
Obviously, Tony Hawk, Mike McGill, Rodney Mullen, Tony Guerrero, Caballero, Lance Mountain, all those guys.
Yeah.
And I know some of those guys have still kind of hung around. They've started companies on their own. My favorite skater, though, from back then is Gons, Mike Gonzalez. Do you know him?
Yep.
So he skated for Vision, and then I think he went to World, and then he eventually started his own Crooked, and he's got a bunch of Dan Drabel, I think, and some other guys like that on Crooked. But I've always loved him because he's always just a jokester. He's always doing weird shit that no one else did.
Right.
I don't know if I don't know if it's him or Mullen did is it the dark slide where you flip the board over and slide on the grip tape?
I think it was Rodney Mullen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love when people just do weird stuff that doesn't even make sense.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love to see it.
So he got you into it, and did you just start skating with him?
Yeah, I just started skating with him and his friends around the neighborhood, and that's how I really came into it.
Who was your first guy that you just really loved and watched a lot and kind of?
The first guy, I don't remember the first person, but I remember my first skate video, which was a DVS video called Skate More.
Okay.
And that was like my big time inspiration.
And did that give you some trick that you said I got to learn that, or I got to do this?
Oh, lots of my tricks come from that video, yeah.
And what are some of the tricks in your basket?
Like back 360s. I like transition skating is pretty fun. I can air, but I like just a lot of rails, big rails, and like backsmiths and lip slides and all that.
So I'm going to try and make this appeal to people who don't know much about skating. So if I have to dumb it down a little bit or explain things, forgive me.
That's fine.
But so in skating, it's kind of different now than it used to be. So back when skating started, it was a bunch of surfers out in California who were figuring out to do when there's no waves.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of people slaloming down hills, and the competitions back then were just like carving and,
Oh, yeah.
random stuff like that. Then it kind of split and went in two different directions. You had the vert skaters, and then you had the street skaters. Now, have you done any vert skating?
I can drop in on vert.
Which by the way, is scary as hell.
Very.
Yeah. Even on a mini ramp. A buddy of mine, we've been talking about it. He's got this huge backyard. He wants to build a mini ramp in his backyard.
Oh, that's cool.
And we keep talking about it. And we're talking, who's going to be the first to drop in? I was like, who's going to be the first to break their arm at 45 years old? But so, yeah, I mean, vert's hard to do unless you know somebody who's got a half pipe or you know an empty swimming pool anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just not as easy to do here in Florida as it is maybe to do in California in the 70s and 80s. Then it was street skating, but it's still at street skating. I mean, it was pretty much ollieing and grinding and rail sliding. That was pretty much it.
It's just really finding stuff and exploring stuff.
Then you get, at some point, Rodney Mullen, Daewon Song, and some of these other guys who start just, that's when things, you start doing kick flips and all this other stuff. And then it just takes off from there. And I can't even, anymore, like I don't know 90% of what the tricks are called. I mean, I've seen them before, but I don't know what they're called. But so when you pick it up, where are we talking? Are we talking like the mid to late 2010s?
Yeah, 2009, 2010-ish is when I started. Yeah.
All right. And when did it start becoming something that you realized you were good at? Like not just something you like to do, but something you were good at?
After a couple years in, I started realizing that I progress faster and faster. Like, okay, well, this is fun and I'm progressing really fast. So let me see how far I can go with it. Right.
So did you start getting sponsors first, or did you start doing competitions, or how is it that you kind of caught the eye of people in the business?
Once I seen the videos, I knew like, that's pretty cool. I want to do what they're doing.
Right.
And then I went to skate park in Tampa and did my first contest, and the whole atmosphere really brought me in.
Was that the amateur? What was the competition that you did?
It was a regular all ages contest.
All right. How many people were there?
Oh, it was packed. I don't even remember how many.
Is it now? I never had two people that ever wanted to watch me skate. So is it tough to be performing? Under the pressure of people watching you?
A little bit, but I don't try to let it get to me. I just zone out and focus on what I need to do.
You can compartmentalize and just kind of tune them out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's not something that a lot of people can do. I mean, no matter what the area of law, as attorneys, when we have to try cases in front of a jury, I've seen a lot of great attorneys who are good in a room pretending to try a case, and then they get in front of a jury and they just shut down. And I've got friends who are musicians, and it's easy to play, in your bedroom, but you get in front of a crowd of people and you get that anxiety. So I was talking to what's your buddy Sam's last name over there at Skate Park in Tampa?
Bellapani.
Okay, and I guess he's been working there for almost as long as you've been skating.
Yeah, right.
So he, as I stated, he kind of gave me some background on you. He said that you just crush it though in competition. That you evidently they had was it Clash of the Crews, which they never got first place in before, but when you rode for them, they did.
Yeah.
When was that?
That was back in January, the beginning of January.
Now, is that just once per year? Is that like an annual competition?
Yeah, it's a competition for like all the local shops around Florida.
And is it always held at the same place, or is it different places?
No, it's held at the same place.
Skate Park in Tampa?
Yeah.
Is that like the big, I've never been to a place. I mean, that place for me is like Mecca of skateboarding. Like people don't know it's there, but it's amazing. And between the competitions that they have, the talent that they have going through there, what's available there, it's like one of the best kept secrets in Central Florida. But is there any other place in Florida like that you're aware of?
Usually down south in Miami, there's a lot of good known skateboarding spots and like.
But are they as big as that? That place is insane. I mean, they've got two different indoor parks, an outdoor park, a shop, there's like a restaurant or something in the back. I mean, you can go at least get some Gatorade and hang out in the back room and watch TV. Mm-hmm. That place is insane. So anyway, that's where it's held every year.
Yes.
And so how many different teams are competing?
There, it ranges from, it can be 20 or 12 or 32. It ranges.
Wow. That's a lot of teams. And is it all street, or is some of it ramp, or is it a little bit of both, or how does that work?
It's all street. There is transition in the street course, but it's mainly all street.
Yeah. So how do they decide who's going to be on the team? Is Brian picking? Is someone else picking? Is it just people putting their hand up, or how does that work?
Usually, if you're cool with like all the team members and the team manager finds you and you're cool with him, usually it's like a family, so you just fit in.
So are there like some guys that are strong at these things, some guys that are strong at these things, and you kind of mix it up?
Yeah.
So you were kind of starting to tell me just a minute ago, but what's your bag of tricks that you can get some points with?
I really like technical skating into rails. So like flipping my skateboard into a rail or maybe onto a ledge or off of a stair set. I like a lot of tricks like those, like flipping my board and spinning like 360s and kick flips and tray flips.
Now, where you grew up and where you live, is there many? So again, I got to keep remembering that not everybody knows what we're talking about. So one of the big things in skating is stairs.
Yes.
Going downstairs, going down rails, the more stairs you can do. I mean, what they call like a 10 set or what are the different, when you guys talk about stairs, you're talking about the number of stairs that you can do. Now, I know in California, San Francisco, some of those areas, they have these insane stairwells. Yeah. Is there anything like that locally that's not at a park?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, which kind of brings me to another topic, which is skating in the street. Not only is there the difficulty of doing the stairwells, but you got people constantly trying to run you off.
Yeah.
You got the cops, you got security guards. They're always welding something onto a rail that makes it so you can't skate it and all this other stuff. So have you run into that kind of thing?
All the time. That's the beauty of it.
What's the beauty? I mean, it's true. And so I appreciate you saying that, because one of the things that I love about skating, even still today, is it's kind of an answer to civilization. What I mean by that is this is, the more we involve, the more we kind of take up this land, the more we put buildings on it, the more we put rails down, we're kind of getting away from what we were originally. In a lot of ways, I see skating as kind of a response to that. Like, fuck your rail, fuck your ledge, fuck whatever. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do on that. And you can keep putting lumps there, you can keep trying to run me off there, but you're not always gonna be there. Whatever you put there, I'm still gonna figure out a way around it. And it kind of like speaks to kind of the human spirit, like no matter what you do, I'm going to figure out a way to kind of blow past it. Do you think of it that way?
Yeah. When you get knocked down, you got to get back up and try again.
And that's another part of it, is getting injured. You came in today with a leg cast?
Yes, with a boot. Yeah.
So what, did you blow out your ankle? Did you tear something, break something? What happened?
I dislocated my toe and tore my plantar plate.
How'd you do that?
I was skating a rail or street spot, and I landed wrong on it, and it just popped out of place.
Now, how are you as a skater? Are you a fearless skater? Are you an angry skater?
I try to just have fun, and if I get scared, I can cope with it, and that's really that's the beauty of it. The fear and getting past the fear, that first try of doing a trick, that's just the best feeling.
So I was telling you before the show, I love John Cardiel. I love Heath Kirchart. I love a lot of these different guys who
legends.
Andrew Reynolds does these just crazy staircases. I mean, they're old men at this point,
right?
But just the worst busts ever, just cracking their skulls, landing on their groin on the rails, stuff like that. But, the fear is you either let it take over you or you go past it. But it's a hard thing to do. Was that something you were able to do right off the bat, or is that something you kind of built up over time, that, getting past the fear? How did that work out for you?
It definitely took a long time over time to really get past the fear of falling and getting hurt. Of course, it took a couple bumps and bruises for me to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it took a while, yeah.
But you get better learning how to fall. You get better, figuring stuff out like that. But I think a lot of people who don't skate, or some of the people who don't, they watch these videos, they see these pictures, and they don't realize that was maybe the 50th try.
Yeah, exactly. They don't see what goes into it.
How much of a beating you take getting that picture, getting that piece in a video. I mean, it's crazy. And not only that, but as I understand it, have you been in any videos?
Yes, I actually just recently came out with a video.
Who's the video for?
It's for Spot, Skate Park Tampa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is it out?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta figure out how to watch that.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
They didn't put out I guess they don't really do DVDs anymore. Is it on iTunes or anything like that?
No, it's just on YouTube.
So, these most of the videos, like if we're talking about Baker or if we're talking about Girl Chocolate, like the bigger brands, usually like maybe what did you say? Once every 5 years they'll come out with a part, or once every 3 years.
Yeah, companies come out with full lengths like every couple years.
Yeah, and so most movies, if they run 60 minutes to 90 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, you maybe have what, 8 to 15 different skaters in a video, and each of their parts are 5, 6. Usually it's at least the length of a song, because I know that's a big thing with your videos, what song you're going with.
Yep.
So if it's a 5-6 minute song, some skaters I know they'll have 2 songs, but you're doing about a 5 to 6 minute part. That's like a year to 2 years of skating trying to put that together, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not, it's a 6 minute part. It's 2 years of your life trying to get stuff together. So sponsors, you mentioned Skate Park of Tampa. Who are you sponsored by right now?
Chocolate, Adidas, Thunder, Spitfire, and Huff Worldwide.
Those are some badass companies, especially, I mean, Chocolate and Adidas. I mean, they're all great, but me as an old man who doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. I saw, was it Away Days? What was the last Adidas part?
Yep, Away Days.
I got that video. I love that video. And the big reason I love Adidas is because Gon skates, Gon's got his shoes with Adidas. And then Chocolate and Girl are, I mean, they're pretty much the top company as far as decks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who else is up there? I mean, you got Element, Antihero,
Real, Primitive by Paul Rodriguez.
Is Supreme a deck brand or a
no, they're more a clothing brand. Yeah.
But I mean, Girl and Chocolate. So some of you might know Spike Jonze. He's a movie director. He used to direct a bunch of videos. He directed Beastie Boys Sabotage video. He originally was a BMX guy.
Yeah. And
he started videotaping that. And then he was a surfer and got into the skating. And then he met the Carroll brothers at some point along the way. And I know they started Girl. Did they start Girl and Chocolate at the same time?
No, they started Girl first.
Girl first.
Yes.
So do you know much of the history? I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you know much of the history of Girl and Chocolate? Not too much. I know Girl or Chocolate came later on. Yeah.
Once like Girl was more established.
And now, do they also own Lakai, or is it different owners? It seems like those 3 brands are always kind of intertwined with each other.
Yeah, they're in the same distribution, but different owners.
Okay. So, I was asking you a little bit, how does one person end up on Chocolate versus one person ending up on Girl? And your answer was it had a little bit to do with the style. So, can you describe to me Chocolate style versus Girl style? Like, how does that work out?
Anything that catches the eye, really. Yeah. Anything that's like, oh wow, that's sick. Like if you see someone do a kickflip and their style like baggy jeans and their shoes look nice and just the way they flick, like, all right, yeah, that's sick.
All right, like, and that's a Chocolate person.
Yeah.
So what's a Girl person?
Person, like I said, it's just.
Is that the older guys?
No, this is like people same age. Yeah.
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 All right. So the thing that I love about that company though are the videos. Yeah, right. Fully flared. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
And then I guess the flare is a Lakai video, but they're all Spike Jonze directing them, right?
Yeah.
Those are just the best video. They're always pulling some random stuff, whether it's green screens on the boards or blowing stuff up. Whatever the case may be. One of the things, just apart and aside from the skating, that I love is so much of my music taste has come from skateboarding videos.
Right.
There's such a broad spectrum of music, whether it's hip hop, rap, metal, punk, just random shit.
Diverse.
Yeah. Have you found that to be true? Like, has that kind of broadened your musical?
Oh yeah, all the time. I think from me skating, I love all type of music.
Who do you listen to a lot?
I listen to a lot of hip hop. I like a lot of old music like Bill Withers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just recently put a song to him in my part.
In the Skate Park of Tampa video?
Yes.
Now, do you listen when you're skating, or do you have to focus and not do that? I imagine it's got to be hard if you got headphones in to be doing.
No, I listen to music when I skate.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you have headphones in?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, it gets you amped up for sure. I mean, I'll go out there and blow out my knee, but I'll put on certain songs that I want to go grind some parking stops or do it, the old man skating. But so as far as skating goes, I mean, one of the things that amazes me is you'd feel like at some point every trick's been done, but that's not the case, is it?
No, a lot of tricks have been done, but there's always.
So there's always kind of the new thing that everybody's working on. Is there something now that everybody's trying to get locally, or everybody on the team's trying to get, or something that what's bragging rights? Like, what's the thing? Like, if you get that, you're top of the team.
It's more of like when you go street skating and you do a really cool trick at a really good spot, maybe a really scary spot. That's where you get your bragging rights from.
Now, are you always shooting? Always have a photographer? Always have a videographer there, or you still skate without anybody around?
A little mixture of both. When I need to go street skating, there's always someone who can film, always a photographer. But when I'm just skating, just me and my friends, it's just me and my friends.
Do people mess with you much? I mean, do you have people messing with you, trying to run you out, or people starting shit with you when you're skating? Or?
No, not really. Everything's pretty chill.
That's awesome. So I understand you're moving to California this weekend.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Have you ever lived away from your mom before?
No, I went to California back in the past just for a month.
And staying where you're going to be moving to now?
Yeah.
All right. Now tell me again where it is that you're moving.
Riverside, California.
Now, how is it that you decided that's where you wanted to go? Is that where all the companies are, or how does that work out?
No, one of my good friends that used to work at the skate park Tampa is moved out there, and me and my friend are moving out there with him. He's already out there now, but now I'm gonna go out there
and skate 24/7, or you got to still work out there. Or how's that gonna work?
I'm gonna get a job out there, and then
hopefully the sponsors will get to the point where you can skate full time.
Yeah, that.
I mean, can you do that in this day and age? Can you do what? I mean, obviously Nigel Houston makes like Jordan money, but I mean, can you? Is it reasonable to get to a place where you can exist based on sponsor money and competition wins?
Yep. Yeah.
Is that something that you feel like you might be close to? Do you have a ways to go there? How does that?
I don't try to focus on it. I'm more try to focus on just having fun. Yeah, but if that was to happen, that'd be a blessing.
That's a great answer, and I'm ashamed that I even asked that question because skating should be about fun and not about making money. But obviously, if you can make enough to just skate all day, that's pretty badass. So, competition-wise, are there competitions that you're looking to enter out there that you haven't been in before? I mean, what are some of the big competitions out there? Do they still do X Games? Do they still do all that stuff?
Yeah, they still do X Games and like do tours and Dam-Ams and stuff.
Right. Now, what about shooting videos for any of the other sponsors? Are any of the other sponsors shooting videos right now?
Not that I know of, just because of Corona and everything that's been happening.
Well, the thing of skating though is I still feel like you can still skate and be safe and be thoughtful and socially distance. I mean, you might not want to be around a ton of people, but you could still go out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about traveling for skating? Have you skated anywhere besides Florida and California?
Oh yeah, lots of places.
Where else have you been?
I've been to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
New York.
What's skating in Minnesota like?
It's pretty cool. I've been to a skate park called Third Layer. Okay. Just for a contest. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty cool. I like Minnesota. Minnesota's a cool area.
The weather's definitely a lot cooler than it is here. The heat I can't do.
That heat's crazy.
It's crazy, man. Sweating your eyes. You got to take all your clothes off to go skating anyway. Now I heard you got a tattoo today. Was it today or yesterday?
It was Tuesday.
Today's Thursday. 2 days ago.
Yes.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. It hurt a little bit. It's my first tattoo.
Is it finished, or are they going to fill it in, or? Yeah,
I have to come back to get it filled in.
Okay.
Yeah,
but they gave you a break. They said a couple hours on the table is enough for today. Yeah. So the Instagram thing, I originally when I was talking to Turb, I don't know how it was that he remembered that I was in a skate and we were talking. He's like, you got to talk to Keenan. He's like huge on Instagram now. Do you put up a bunch of videos on there, or how is it that you built such a following there?
Yeah, I just post a lot of videos I would film at the skate park or maybe in the streets and just post and showcase what I got.
And so is it Wes? Is that the guy that you're moving out there with?
Yeah, Wesley.
Now, does he skate for Skate Park at Tampa too?
Yeah.
All right. And does he have all the same sponsors? Does he have different sponsors?
We're both on chocolate together.
Okay. Now, I just saw a video. Maybe this was the skate park. There was a video that just came out recently. It was you and another guy. Is that you?
Yeah, that's the new video.
That's the new video? Is that you and Wes? Or is that, okay.
It's called Wes and Keezo.
And you guys always skate together?
Yeah, that's my good friend. We grew up skating together.
Now how is skating together? Do you like amp each other up
all the time?
Yeah. And is his style different from yours?
Yeah, we skate a little different, but not too much, not too different. but he likes a lot of contests. He's really good at contests. I'm more of a street man. Like, I like filming and stuff. He likes filming too as well. It's just different, really, preferences.
Yeah. Now, one of the stories that they told me about is I guess you had a competition or something down in Miami one time and you were driving back and the car broke down.
Oh, my God.
In the middle of the night. Your mom drove like hours and then like 2 a.m. came picked you up.
Yeah.
So what was the story? Was it a beater of a truck or was it a newer car just had a problem or?
Well, we were in a van, and the van that we took been on a lot of trips.
Well, that's just it. So not to cut you off, but every one of these videos you watch where people's in a van, those vans look like they should be on the road. Like,
yeah. Run down.
Skaters are not known as the most clean people in the world. They don't take the best care of a lot of things. You know, those things get put through the ringer. So by the time those cars are done, usually it's because they break down and they're just left somewhere.
Yeah, we're always raging, having fun.
So how many people were in the van?
It wasn't too many people. The van was full, but it was probably around like 12 people, maybe.
Yeah. And you were coming back from a show down in Miami, or
yeah,
what was that?
That was a contest at Ramp 48 skate park.
Okay.
In Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
And we were just coming back, and the tire blew out twice.
Same one or different ones?
I think it was two different ones.
So you guys just were riding on threads on those tires.
Yeah, it blew off. The first time we got a homie to hook us up and help us out, and then on or almost near Alligator Alley, it blew off.
Oh, that's the worst place in the world if you want to break down.
Really.
And so your mom drove out to Alligator Alley in the middle of the night and picked everybody up?
We went to a gas station nearby, but yeah.
Wow, God. But that's another part of skating too, is these stories of, you know, getting stuck somewhere, getting chased somewhere, someone, you know, whatever the case. I mean, that's the great part about it, is the lifestyle, the people that you're with, just getting into shit and just kind of, you know, getting through it with each other.
Yeah, just having fun.
So do you have a deck yet?
No, I actually forgot it.
No, but do you actually have your own deck?
Oh,
your
no.
own model?
No, not yet.
So tell me, what does it take to do that? Like when do people start talking that talk? Lots
of work. You got to put out lots of coverage, and you got to be close with the team and really just put on and show that you're marketable.
Yeah. So you said it was Riverside?
Yes.
Now, are you going to be near any of your sponsors or near any parks or near anything then? Or is it just the terrain that's a lot better out there?
I'm going to be near it. I'm going to be near some of my sponsors, like an hour away.
Yeah. As far as skaters, like, have you gotten the opportunity to skate with some pretty famous skaters?
Yeah.
Who have you skated with?
I skated with Zion Wright, Jamie Foy, a lot of Florida legends. Just a lot of good skaters that come to skate park at Tampa for demos or big contests.
Well, so what are the big shows at skate park at Tampa? They have the Tampa Am, the Pro. So what are the big shows? They've got like 2 or 3 different big shows there per year, don't they?
It's usually Tampa Am and Tampa Pro, but they have really fun all ages contests and
then
stuff.
You mentioned the Clash of the Crews. So.
Yeah, and Clash of the Crews is another one.
Are those at the same time every year?
Yeah.
Did Brian have to cancel any because of the COVID?
No, we were able to get this one off before it.
Oh, nice. So, leaving home and going to California, I mean, I'm sure you're excited, but is it going to be sad for you a little bit, leaving your mom, leaving your family behind, leaving your friends over here?
Yeah, for sure. Just everything I have is here. But I'm happy to just start a new journey.
Well, I mean, it's super exciting going out to California. I mean, as far as skating goes, that's pretty much the homeland. I mean, that's where it all started. That's where most of the videos that you're going to see are coming out of. That's where most of the big guys are.
Yeah.
Now, I was asking you about Beeble. Doesn't Beeble have a park out there that's like a locked door park that you can get into?
Yeah, he does have a park out there, but I think he sold it to Nike. I'm not really sure. I don't really know the back history of that.
I was listening to, I want to say it was Chad Muska, but it might have been somebody else. And they were talking about how you got invited to get keys to go there, and then people would get keys taken away for messing with the place and, you know, stuff like that. So, and the big skaters today, we mentioned Nyjah. Is there anybody else that you kind of aspire to, look up to? You mentioned they called you Baby Shad because you were kind of skating like him. Is there anybody else that you really kind of like and follow?
I like Louis Lopez, a skater out in California. Usually I like everybody. If anyone who's on a skateboard, I like, really.
Yeah.
If you just pushing on a skateboard, you inspire me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you so much for coming down here.
No problem.
I've been stoked to have you on. So, is he your stepdad? Is he your what would I refer
He's
to
my
Chris
stepdad.
as? So how long have you known Chris?
I've known Chris since 2014.
Okay. And God, if he's ever giving you a hard time, I'm going to give you my cell phone number and you text me. I got so much shit on him. I could tell you you shut him right up on the spot.
Oh yeah.
So Chris and I grew up over in St. Pete. Chris was a baseball player. He wasn't a skater. He was a baseball player. And then he went on the police force. He's been on police forever. Is he still doing K9 stuff?
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like that's a little bit safer than some of the other stuff that he's been doing.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to believe he's been doing that for like 20 some odd years now.
Yeah, he loves it.
Now, do your friends know that your stepdad's a cop?
Yeah.
Because that's like rival forces against each other. They give you shit for that?
No, not really. It's just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good dude. I love him so much.
Yeah.
And, I know that the police are getting them. It's hard right now because, I'm really a big supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement. And a lot of people look at that as kind of a opposition to the police. I don't think it is.
No.
But, you got bad cops, you got bad whatever. But Turby's a prince. I love Turby.
He's a good man.
That's awesome. So anyways, thank you so much for coming down here.
No
I really
problem.
appreciate it. I'm excited to hear and see what happens with you in California.
Thank you.
And if your manager says it's okay, let me know because I want barely legal sponsor. I'll buy you some decks or something. I'll do your first model if no one else will.
Sweet.
Anyway, all right. Take it easy, man.
Thank you. You
all
too.
Right.